What's up, fight fans? This is Sap from Global Fight Talk. I'm here with Lisa Coulter. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm
Doing
ready to
good.
talk about these fights. It's been a good minute, so I'm
hmm
itching.
Well, welcome back to the platform. It's been a minute for me too, honestly. But anyway, we're here with the boss, the CEO, the founder, the meat and bones of Global Fight Talk, and we're here to talk about April 30th, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. This is one of the biggest fights of all time for women. Probably you could call it the biggest fight of all time. I mean, you got Amanda Serrano, seven division world champion. You got Katie Taylor, the unified lightweight champion of the world, and they're headline in Madison Square Garden, the first women to ever do that. It's going to be a big event, but what's your thoughts initially on how it was put together and the background of these women and you know what we're looking
Okay,
forward to?
let's talk about their record first, right?
hmm
So you got Katie Taylor, who's undisputed champion. She's unbeaten. She's 20-0 with 6 knockouts. Okay. And she's, previously held the WBO light welterweight belt. While Serrano, man, let's talk about her professional record. She's 42, 1-1. Hold up. 30 knockouts. That is crazy to even say the least, only because women only fight for 2 minutes.
hmm
And usually they say that, it takes about 3 minutes or, past the 2 minute mark, for some to get that knockout.
hmm
Amanda seems to do it with it before 2 minute knockout, 2 minute mark.
hmm
And for her to have 4 fights, 30 knockouts, man, that is crazy. That just lets you know, like, what happened to that one loss? Who
right,
was that one loss to? You
right.
know what I'm saying? But anyway, 30 knockouts is crazy. It's unheard of. And I'm super excited that Amanda and Katie are going to be headlining. And
hmm
as much as a lot of people don't like Jake Paul, he did advocate for this fight. He wanted this fight. He's backing Amanda Serrano. Jake has the funds to do it, and he chose someone like Amanda. For those that don't know, I know we're talking about her boxing career, but she's also, an MMA fighter. So she's crossed over as well. And, man, she has so many titles, and it's just, I'm excited for this fight. I've been wanting this fight to happen for the longest time. Katie Taylor, I mean, she's from Ireland. She has mad skills.
Oh yeah.
And so does Amanda. So this is going to be fireworks. I cannot wait for April 30th.
I can't wait as well. And what's so impressive about those 30 knockouts is she's been in so many different divisions. She's a seven division world champion. She has moved up and down and 10, 12 pounds, and the power carries. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually that's actually pretty scary when you look at somebody as skilled as her. She can carry that power up divisions. She'll be moving up 2 weight classes this time to fight because it's at lightweight. But her last fight against Marion Gutierrez was also at lightweight, and she had her hurt, battered, bruised, and So like I said, the power it translates, it carries over, and it's very impressive.
Well, not only that it's impressive, because a lot of people say that you tend to lose power when you go
Mhm.
up in weight. You're not fighting at your natural weight. But with Amanda, I mean, she's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican got that power, and no
Yes.
matter what weight class it is, I mean, what titles did she hold? She held the WBO,
hmm
the IBF. I mean, there's so many titles out there, but she's probably held them all.
Oh.
And she just has that knockout power. And I think this is what makes it exciting, because a lot of people say women don't have power. They don't
hmm
have that knockout power, And but Amanda does,
hmm
and so does Katie. So does
Yeah.
Katie Taylor. She has that. She, even though she only has 6 knockouts, I mean, these women do. They both carry knockout power, and I
hmm
think this fight is going to be fireworks.
hmm
Wherever Katie decides to box or stand in the pocket, but I'll let you know this much: Amanda don't care where it goes. You could
No.
box, or you could fight inside the pocket. You could do whatever you want. She's going to be there either way, because she's gonna adjust. But one thing about Amanda, while she's adjusting, whether you're boxing or she's gonna, fight you inside, she's gonna be the aggressor, no matter what it is.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how it starts, or how it starts going for her after the first couple of rounds. If she's pushing the pace at Katie Taylor and it's not working for her for the first 3 or 4 rounds, it's gonna keep happening for the next 10. She's not gonna stop coming forward. That's just her game. But I think it'll serve Katie Taylor well to box and not try to bang with Amanda Serrano, because she'll get breaking down. Those body shots will start adding up, and before she knows it, she'll be down to a knee.
I mean, yeah, I really believe her team. They're gonna try to outbox Amanda, but I mean, it'd be different if Amanda wasn't a boxer, because she can go. She's a boxer puncher to me, so she can go either way. And I would say, Amanda just comes forward. She doesn't understand those angles, or how to pivot out, or or whatnot. But she does. She knows how to box, and so that's why I think it's going to be a long night. And I'm not taking any away from Taylor. I mean, Katie, she's a gold medalist Olympics. I don't want to say champion. Why would I say champion? Because it's the amateurs, but you know what I'm saying.
A gold medalist.
She's a gold medalist, yes. And so she's just gonna try to outbox her and maybe put on a lot of volume versus the power, because if she stands too long in front of Amanda, the power is going to be there. So I think she's going to just try to outscore her 4 or 5 punches at a time and get out.
Oh yeah, and she's got that amateur game that translates very well, especially in the lower weight divisions, because she can usually get away with throwing 6-7 punches, and if she gets caught in her combinations, then she'll make adjustments from there. But I don't know if Amanda Serrano, catches you in between those combinations, it's not going to be so pretty. One other thing that happened at the press conference, Amanda Serrano basically invited Katie Taylor to change this fight into a 3-minute rounds fight, which is how the men's do. Just like she said, it's how the men's do, and they want it to be as equal as possible, not only for themselves but for women going forward.
Not only did she advocate 3 minutes, she wanted to go 12 rounds.
12 rounds too. Yes, that's right. 12 rounds too. And Katie Taylor denied it. She turned it down. She said she thinks this fight is already historic enough, which that's actually true. it is a very, very historic fight, but she turned the 12 minutes or 12 rounds, 3 minutes down, and that surprised me. That shocked me, especially because they're doing so much for women's boxing, and they're doing this for the advancement of the sport, and and what fighters can get out of it. For her to turn it down is a little bit odd to me. What was your thoughts on that?
Because that just lets me know that Katie wants to get in and get out. She doesn't want to stay any longer than she needs to be. She doesn't want to go into those deep waters. It just lets you also know that Amanda Serrano is very confident, and not only confident, she's confident enough to say it's not going to go 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And so let's go ahead and just make it 12 rounds to say that we tried to do 12 rounds. I think that's exactly what that was. She's like, look, Katie, let's go ahead and do 12 rounds. Yeah. It's scheduled for 12 rounds, but we ain't going to make it there. So whether we can say outside looking in is, are we surprised that Katie turned it down? Katie didn't turn nothing down. She's fighting regardless. She's fighting the best of the best already. Yeah. So that, to me, she's not scared. Obviously, she signed her name on the dotted line. You're a champion for a reason. And a lot of women don't have the luxury like men do to pick and choose who they're going to fight. Even being a champion, women got to fight whoever they got to fight, the best or whatever it is. And so this is who she's lined up with. This has been a fight in the works for the longest time. And I don't really think it really means nothing other than, hey, you're right. It's already historical. Amanda was just letting her know, try to probably use that tactic to get in her head. Hey, let's go 12 rounds. Let's do 3 minutes. But I assure you it's not going to go 12 rounds.
Right. I wouldn't say that she was scared. I would think that she may be worried about something though. Whether it is the power of Amanda Serrano in those last minutes of those rounds, or it's her own cardio. You know, she may not be in shape for 12 minutes, three rounds. I mean, 12 rounds, 3 minutes. You know, so whatever it is, I thought that it was a great move by Serrano to bring that up in a press conference. Got Jake Paul on stage, Eddie Hearns on stage. You know, probably hundreds of thousands watching at the same time, and kind of pulled her card, you know, like exposed it in front of everybody. Do you want to make this 12 minutes, 12 rounds, 3 minutes? I keep saying 12 minutes, 12 rounds.
That would be nice too.
Right, 12-minute rounds, 12 rounds, 3 minutes. Do you want to do it? And, you know, she turned it down at the middle of the press conference. She probably asked her behind the scenes, probably spoke to Eddie Hearn about it, but she wanted to bring it up in the press conference. And if you really look at it from the way that I look at it, Amanda Serrano's up 1 round right now, and the fight hasn't even started.
Just because of that.
Right.
Amanda
Exactly.
1 point, Katie 0.
Yeah, and it was almost a 10-8, you know?
Right.
Okay. Well, what's your official prediction? We spoke a little bit about it, but let's go ahead and lay it out there.
I say Amanda Serrano before the 7th round. KO.
Before the 7th round.
Before the 7th round.
Okay. I've been back and forth about it. Obviously, when this fight first got announced, I remember telling you I think Katie Taylor would get it done. But the closer I get to the fight, the more I lean towards Amanda Serrano. And I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and rock with Amanda Serrano, but I'm going to say by decision.
By decision.
I think Katie Taylor's tough enough to take the power, but I think Amanda Serrano is almost going to put a lesson on her. I mean, I don't want to disrespect Katie Taylor. Obviously, she's a great fighter, and she's more than capable of coming away with a W against Serrano. But I think it's going to be Amanda Serrano's night. She's going to rise to the occasion, and she's going to break down the body of Katie Taylor. Whether she can take it for those 10 rounds or not, we'll see. But I think she'll box and bang better than Katie Taylor and stifle her game plan.
Most definitely.
But we're looking forward to it, and I feel blessed to be alive to see big fights like this. You know, and maybe it ends up a trilogy. You know, maybe they do a rematch and then another one. That'd be awesome. But you also got Michaela Mayer, who's looking for the winner of this fight. So whatever happens, it's going to have huge implications on women's boxing.
Hold on. When you mentioned Michaela,
yeah,
that she's on a whole different
class.
Man, she's on it. When I saw her fight, I know we're talking about Amanda and Katie right now, but if you saw her fight against Jennifer Hahn, Jennifer Hahn, for those who don't know, man, she's an excellent fighter.
Yeah.
She has very great movements. But what people don't realize, I'm not taking anything away from Michaela, nothing at all. But Jennifer Hahn just had a baby. And I think she lost about 50, 60 pounds after her baby. And then she started training again, and then she had this fight. And would this fight have been different? Probably not. But Jennifer Hahn, she's a beast herself. And
she didn't do bad at all.
No, she really didn't. It just seemed like the pressure that Michaela put on her just really tired her out. And I thought she was going to be out, but she toughed it out. And I mean, I thought she did good, you know, for her, you know, as a comeback, you know, her coming back, having, you know, a baby. But I really want to see this fight, Michaela versus Amanda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the fight that I want to see them two, because, you know, Michaela, she's tall. She has that long reach. She can box. She can, you know, fight inside the pocket. She's aggressive. Like Amanda and Michaela have the similar fight styles. Oh, yeah. So if anyone I would want to see that's going to be a banger, it's going to be them two.
Yeah.
And so I'm pulling for I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm like truly, not that I wasn't I was 100%. I'm like, I'm at 1,000% that
Yeah.
I want, Amanda Serrano to fight because I want to see Amanda versus Michaela.
Right. And yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, Amanda Serrano is gonna have to get this done if we want to see that fight. And who knows? She may, but like I said, this fight's gonna have huge implications on the sport of boxing, especially women's boxing. Where do you have your pound for pound list right now? Let's just say top 4. Obviously Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano are up there. Maybe Michaela Mayer. Who do you have up there?
Definitely Michaela. Definitely
Katie
Taylor. I'm not gonna say. And this is not no order.
No particular order.
This is no particular order.
Okay.
You can shuffle it if you want to, but because, right now, Amanda, because man, I don't want to say because she has 44 fights and she has 30 knockouts, but she has 44 fights and 30 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? And she is such a beast. And she would definitely be my top 4. Maybe, number 1, but
yeah,
it's Amanda, Michaela, Katie. As far as the other person, are you looking at weight classes or are you just looking at just their particular weight classes?
Yeah, no, just pound for pound.
I mean, you got to put Clarissa Shields up there.
100%.
Like you really have to. But there are so many other women that that the boxing world doesn't recognize, or they're not as big as Katie and Amanda and Clarissa Shields. People like this, Michaela, because the backing that they have. There are other women out there, but I feel like Amanda and Katie, headlining in New York.
Yeah.
This is going to open the doors, and these women are going to sell tickets.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's what promoters look for. Are they ticket sellers?
Yeah.
Man, I just wish that the U.S. backs women boxing like other countries do. Like you got the whole country for Katie Taylor. Ireland, they respect women's boxing. Canada, all these other countries, Mexico, all these countries respect women's boxing, but when you come to the U.S., it's so much slower. And you got to get on. You're a world champion fighting on the undercard.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not even on the TV bouts. So I got to give it up to Jake Paul for even putting these women on there.
Yeah, and Eddie Hearn as well. I think he's doing a good job of promoting Taylor.
Eddie Hearn always, he's always backed women's boxing.
Yeah, and I love it. I think it's starting to become contagious. Obviously, you got a fight like this that's come together, and as a country, we're starting to be more accepting of women boxing, and we're starting to get more excited about it too. Because I can't remember a fight in recent history that I've been as excited for, as Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can pop back on and do a breakdown afterwards, but. Everybody that tuned in, I appreciate y'all, and make sure y'all tune in. April 30th is going to be on Dazn. It's going to be on Dazn, and it's going to be an absolute banger. So thank you as always, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you.
Most definitely. Thank you for tuning in. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit subscribe on YouTube. Go ahead and swing the TikTok. Drop us a couple likes there. Follow us there. We all over the place, man. Global Fight Talk. Dazn out.